What's going on, everyone? It's been a little while since I've been on here, so yeah, finally back with some more spooky stuff because it's October, so I thought I might as well get some more videos out. And that I review horror films all the time on this, so I try to do something a little different. Last year I did like completely non-horror for most of it, but this year I'm probably gonna focus more on sci-fi things and stuff like that, and things most people wouldn't really talk about during Halloween. Everyone's talking about the classic horror films and stuff on their channels, and I think it's time to talk about something different. But today we're going to talk about something on Shudder, a Shudder original that's been either love it or you hate it. This one. Today I'm going to be talking about The Medium. It's a Thai film originally released July 10th, 2021, and then was picked up for Shudder for October. It was directed by Ben Jong Dissanthakuna. I have no idea how to pronounce his last name, so I butchered that like crazy. It's the director of the Thai film Shudder, not the stupid American remake. He's also done other Thai horror films like PMAC, Phobia, and Alone. So yeah, he has a good repertoire and stuff. The Medium is a story of it starts off, it's like a found footage documentary, mockumentary type film, of like a documentary crew going into the dense jungles of Thailand, filming like Buddhist monks and stuff on how their religious practices are. And then it sort of takes a turn because they start realizing one of the girls is acting a little weird, and they learn that some people think she might be possessed, and weird things are slowly happening. So as they film, so they kind of change their focus from talking about Buddhist monks and stuff and filming the family and all this odd things that are happening, and it kind of unravels into quite the possession film. Um, so yeah, the cinematography in this film is actually pretty well done, especially for a found footage film. And yeah, the music and atmosphere that they build was actually pretty good. It was a little different than I thought of going in. And I think this is the problem most people have with this movie, is that so you go in thinking it's going to be one thing like Satan's slaves or Impedagore or something like that. Where this one, it's a slow burn for the first little bit, and they really build up the documentary style and try to build up the characters as much as possible. And yeah, but then when you slowly start seeing the possession stages and the weird goings on, it definitely takes on just your typical possession movie. And that's the big flaw with this film. And there's a lot that they could have done better in this to enhance it. But for what they had to work with and stuff, I gotta say the girl who's playing like act, the lead chick who's actually like possessed, did a phenomenal job. Her like blank stares and twist of the head and everything was just so creepy and gripping in some scenes, and that it definitely helped out a lot with like the eeriness. It wasn't really scares, no real jump scares or anything in this. It was just creepy atmosphere throughout, and it just gets weirder and weirder as it goes on. And they definitely do some interesting kills with some of the characters. A lot of the big ones you wouldn't expect that I do, and in peculiar circumstances and stuff. And it's just unrelenting as it goes on. I actually kind of enjoyed this film more than probably most people will. Um, it was something different, but it was pretty basic at the same time. It was definitely not what I was expecting to get myself into. But with the possession and the way it takes hold and stuff like that was actually pretty interesting. And they a lot of people say it's boring, but I thought they did a good job at trying to progress the possession into the story and not just all of a sudden alter it, like just suddenly change with that. I do see why most people probably find that annoying and weird. And if you're going in there thinking it's going to be like in Pedagore, where there's tons of creepiness, jump scares, and everything, you will be a little bit disappointed in this. Also, if you like those big, long Thai horror films with a lot of moving shots and of Thailand, and to help build the atmosphere of the location and everything. There's little bit less of that. This one's more like focused on like in the city and weird things happening in public than in like certain areas, and yeah, but they definitely try to break the fourth wall a bit, and this just kind of throws it off too, story wise. But overall, I think this film is definitely underrated than what most people are giving it props for. I think, like, yeah, it's somewhat standard for a possession movie, and definitely they could have done a lot more. But for what it is, it's still a fun uh, mockumentary possession film for this era, for a genre that's been done to death. And they definitely did something way more creepy than some of those crappy ones we got a few years ago, like Devil's Due or The Gallows. It's 1,000 times better than those. And yeah, I think people are overlooking that fact and just being super critical because it's a foreign film. But it's for, yeah, if you like Thai horror, it's probably minimal and not unsatisfactory basically. But if you're just like a general horror film watcher like I am, I still had a fun time. It is standard, but you're still going to get a lot of good creepy moments in it that creep you out. And it does have an interesting story. Some of the progressions might be a little, sudden turns might be a little jarring for some people and might not make it as cohesive, but for me, I thought it was a decent attempt, and it's still a fun film. So with that, I'm gonna give the medium, the Shudder exclusive, a 3.5 out of 5. I'm gonna give it a little bit more than a 3 because it did have quite a few creepy moments and just the way they filmed like some of the night scenes and stuff. You don't need to know everything about like why cameras are everywhere and everything like that for films like this. This one's more just turn off your brain and enjoy it. And that's what I think people should do, not critique every little thing as harshly as they are. Because it is still a fun little possession movie. And that's all you need for this type of year anyways to have a good time. So yeah, definitely check out the medium. There's a trailer link down below like always. It's on Shudder right now, so if you want to check it out. But this isn't sponsored by them, by the way. I just like talking about Shudder because I always post interesting stuff. So yeah. Also, yeah, the trailer is linked down below, like always. Also, my Instagram is always linked down below, where I always post clips of films going to be in the future on my story. I usually have the film title and the hashtag and the subgenre of film, and the hashtag so you're aware of it. And so, yeah, follow me on Shudder to stay in the loop, or you can follow me on Letterbox. I'll link that down below at Derek P Reviews at Letterbox. So yeah, definitely check me out there too. That's where I usually post my first star rating of every film I've watched on there. So if you want to stay in the loop, follow me on one of those too. Also, if you want to try to look for my name with no spaces, there's in the comments. I usually write my first opinions right after watching the film on there too. So keep a lookout for that. So, as well. So yeah, but like this video, share it some more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you've seen it. Let me know your thoughts on it, and let me know if there's any films that you think I should review soon for like October or anything like that. Let me know in the comments. I'll try my best to get them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And make sure you subscribe because you never know what I'm going to talk about next. Especially, I'm probably going to go more sci-fi route this year. So let's see what I can find and talk about. Maybe it'll be something interesting. So, yeah, but till the next review, I guess I'll see you all in the next one. Watch out for all those demonically possessed humans out there, especially coming around these times of years. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So, cheers.